Hi, I'm David Copperfield, and I'm here to give you some behind-the-scenes info about what you're about to see. These next few hours comprise of two television compilations that we did, actually a compilation and some additional material. It starts out with a production called 15 Years of Magic, which was kind of a retrospective that we did a few years ago. Which comprised of 15 years of magic, and then we followed it with some other things. These are the wraparounds we did for 15 Years of Magic. There's the lovely Claudia Schiffer, my former fiancée, and she plays the part of the reporter in this epic. She walks into this this antique store, this pretty interestingly propped set that was built in Los Angeles. And Peter Kerr directed these wraparounds for the 15 Years of Magic show. That automaton is great. It's from my museum. It's made by Falabois, a French manufacturer of automatons, and it performs the cups and balls illusion. And we used it as a device to bring the reporter into my secret lair through a poster doorway, down a secret hallway, and into my secret lair. This set, this hallway, the whole thing was built in Los Angeles, kind of taking inspiration from my real secret place. The set's amazing. Jan Peter Flack was the art director of these wraparounds. He did the Madonna Express Yourself video, among other, MTV videos. The set was constructed, an enormous set. You can see it in the background there, and also a big CGI shot. We added those windows at the top of the frame. You'll see that a little bit more later on, and there he is. This is all shot on film, as opposed to the magic pieces, which are shot in videotape, but these wraparounds were shot on film. This set was pretty amazing, and the propping also, you can see in these pieces around there. All these little props are from my museum. They're real pieces of magic, 100 years old. Not these TVs, but there's small things in the bottom and around the frame. And she's going to interview me. There's another automaton, and the next automaton is really interesting. Next two. This one is called the Singing Lesson, and the next one, this brass conjurer, were both built by Robert Houdin. And Robert Houdin was the man who inspired Houdini. Houdini took his name, actually, and put an I at the end of Houdin and became Houdini. Houdin built those automatons. They actually perform magic. It's really amazing. I'm very proud to have them in my museum, and throughout this special, you'll see moments of these automatons in action, actually performing magic, all created and built in the 1870s. The first piece that we go back to is the Orient Express. And the Orient Express was inspired by a trip that I took on the Orient Express throughout Europe, and we found a car and shipped it back to the United States, an actual Orient Express car, which was reconditioned and restored. Really well done. And the hardest part of this was to find a place to shoot the Orient Express, because we needed a location that could fit it. We found in Tillamook, Washington, this big blimp hangar that was used in the wartime, that could contain this. It had railroad tracks inside, enough space all around to maintain everything we were going to do. These people here froze. This was a very, very cold location. Everybody's wearing hats and scarves because it was freezing there. And So the audience really were troopers, I think, to put up with this. Bob Dickinson, the lighting director of the TV specials that we've done, he did most of them, did a terrific job here, you'll see. This is the beginning of a very, very interesting shot. It's a steady cam shot that goes for minutes and minutes without stopping to make the magic credible. You'll see the shot doesn't cut away. The cameraman is walking backwards out of the train, down these steps, and it will not cut away to the very, very end. It's really remarkable. Just notice that the shot does not cut away. He's walking backwards, running backwards. And we cover up the train. So every guy, all these guys in hats are very happy to be wearing those hats because it was a cold day. And the cameraman is going underneath the people. There's a circle of people around. He actually ducked underneath that group, again without cutting away. And I think Bob Dickinson, our lighting designer, did a great job. As you see, as the plane, listen to me, as the train levitates up, you'll see lights glowing underneath the train to show the depth of what we're doing. And there's the lights gleaming underneath the train. That cloth looks great because we did it so many times in rehearsal. It got dirtier and dirtier, and by the time we got the final take and did it for the audience, the cloth was textured to perfection, I think. Now the crane, if you notice, the cameraman has actually jumped onto a camera crane and has lifted up into the air. If you notice that, we're now very high without cutting away still. And we put a scaffolding in the foreground because I was very proud that we could get this train to float sideways as opposed to just up and down. So to show that, we made sure there was something in the foreground. And again, the cameraman with the Steadicam on him, on the crane arm, the big Zeus crane, I think it was a Zeus or a Titan crane, a big crane, sweeps around the side of it, so you see all dimension, all sides of it. And we pull the cloth, and that's a lot of cloth. And that's one happy guy right there. It was a good experience. We had a good time. The next piece is Fires of Passion, which is our very lofty name for taking an escape, basically a straitjacket escape, and trying to make it a kind of a more erotic, kind of passionate piece. So it wasn't just about